Hello and welcome back. This is ForeverJamy. Today we're going to be doing an honest look at The Long Dark. It's an early access game, and it's in alpha at the moment. And personally, I find it really quite enjoyable, and in some ways hard, in some ways easy. So I feel like the harder settings are a little bit too hard, and the easier settings are a little bit too easy. And I'll get more into that later. But basically, it's a game where the main story is you've been stranded from an air disaster or whatever, and you're in the middle of the Canadian wilderness, the harsh Canadian wilderness. So you've got to survive through the snow, through the animals, and through your basic needs like hunger, sleep, and thirst, and things like that. And you're running around and you interact with different things. You have like cabins you can search. You can have ice holes that you can like break up and then fish and all that sort of stuff. And to say that it's an alpha game, it is already very fleshed out in terms of playability. So at the moment they've only released a sandbox mode, and it's really quite good. And they've just recently released some challenge modes, which I looked at when I was trying to make this video. I didn't realise they were on until I went to go and make this video, and they work quite nicely. They are quite hard, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not very good at the game, so yeah. But when it comes to just the sandbox mode and just general survival, it is kind of easy to survive, and I feel like there needs to be something introduced to the game for the challenges, which they haven't done yet, which I don't know if they will do or not, but I would love to see I would love to say maps or a map or something like that, because you don't really know where you're going. It kind of tells you all these places, like, oh, this is Pleasant Valley's cabin lodge, or things like that, and you kind of got to make a mental map, which I don't think is realistic. I think most places in that sort of part of the world where they're quite remote would have maps. They wouldn't just memorize everything off the top of their head. They would have something that would make it a bit easier to get around. Like, they would get a map out and they'd be like, okay, we need to go here, and we need to go across this ridge over here. Because they're probably not going to be, just going down the street. They're going to have to go miles to find something they need and stuff like that. And they're probably going to have to replan their route every time because things might change. And I just feel like a map being introduced, even if it was a map that you had to search through houses and find, would be such a big benefit that it would just change the game completely. And I think it would make it easier in some aspects, especially getting around. Like with some of the challenges, I wasn't really sure where I was meant to go. It was just carry on walking sort of thing. They just don't make it very clear. And obviously, it is an alpha game, so not everything is going to be brilliant straight away, and maybe I could give them this feedback and maybe something could change about it. But at the moment, as far as I know, they're mainly working on the story mode. And coming back to the map point, I don't know how they could do the story mode in the same world they already have without the map, because you really don't know where you're going. You're kind of just walking around, unless you've played that map, 50, well, probably not, like 10, 12 times. You really don't know where you're going and what you're doing, and it just needs that little bit of extra pickup just to make it better. But in general, the game is very, very enjoyable. I would probably, if I had to rate it, I'd probably give it, in its current state, maybe like a 6 or a 7 out of 10, because it is very enjoyable, but there is not a lot to it. You kind of just have to go through, and in fact, the very first playthrough I did actually do quite well on that, survived quite a long time. About 3 days, which doesn't sound like a long time, but it is once you've started to play it for your first time anyway. And I just kind of got bored of just walking around. There's like, the wilderness was nice and all that sort of stuff, but there was no purpose, and with no map, you didn't really know where he's going. You couldn't say, oh, I want to go there, and then make your way there, because that's something that I would personally enjoy. But just like you're looking at the horizon and then just going, I'm just going to go there. Like, you don't really know if you ever got there, sort of thing. And I think a map would help with that. Going on about this map all the time, but basically, no, I got a bit bored in that first playthrough, so I decided just to attack a wolf and see if I could kill it. And it is a lot more difficult to take out a wolf than you'd think. Shooting in the head apparently does not work. Shooting in the head twice apparently doesn't work. And by the time you've got shot in the head twice, it's already on top of you, like biting your face off. So I mean, I think that the way they need to tone it a little bit better. I think they need to, with the like animals and stuff at the moment, I feel like it's just, oh, it takes 5 shots to kill them, or oh, it just takes 6 shots to kill them, or whatever. I feel like they should have more, like, you know, the vital points, they should have those, you know, take more damage. So if you shoot a wolf in the head, it's probably going to die. You know, I'm not going to shoot a wolf in the head and it's going to get back up and like bite my face off. If I shoot a bear in the head, do you know what? Maybe it won't die because it has a harder skull or whatever. You know, maybe it takes a couple of shots to the head. That would make more sense rather than saying, okay, if you shoot it anywhere in the body, like can shoot it in the foot 5 times and it'll die. I feel like I was purposely trying to aim very well and it just didn't seem to pay off in the way I wanted it to. And obviously, I think it's an indie developer, so they might not have, you know, the biggest team to work on this sort of thing. They might just be trying to get the story mode out now and all that stuff. But I feel like that would be a big help to push the game forward, because then it'd be more of a realistic survival game. Because, you know, it is realistic in the fact that you need sleep and hunger and thirst and all that sort of stuff. But it's not realistic in the sort of, you know, working your way around problems. You know, you wouldn't just walk up to a wolf in real life and just, you know, shoot it in the leg and expect it to die. You know, you'd definitely try and aim as good as you could towards the head, you know, to give you that edge, because you know, you think maybe a shot to the head would take it out. And I feel like if they introduce that, you know, sort of problem solving, or it's not really problem solving, you know, you're going to shoot something in the head, but, you know, that sort of problem solving aspect, or that sort of more realistic aspect with that, it would make the game a lot better. But no, that's been my honest look at for The Long Dark, and hopefully when it comes out in its full release, I might do another look at it just to show you how it's evolved. But I definitely recommend. I wouldn't recommend purchasing it in alpha, because I did that because I just really wanted to play it after seeing someone. But I definitely recommend picking it up when it's fully come out. But thank you for watching. This has been ForeverJamy, and goodbye.